Welcome back to the channel. I got another great video for you guys. But before we get into the video, I must put a disclaimer out there that this video is a bit heart-wrenching. And I would like to also state that in no shape or form am I making fun of the situation that's going on in this particular video. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I know what the law requires me. I know what the law doesn't require me. There's no law that says I have to provide this man, which I don't want to work with no more, any kind of information that I amended my name. I have a right to do that, whether I'm coming in a shelter or not. I have a right to amend my name.
Okay, so right off the bat, we see that this Moorish sovereign has fell on some hard times, and now he's in a shelter trying to get assistance. Now, the crazy thing is that when people follow this Moorish movement, they do crazy things. They get these nationality cards for $50 off the internet, and they run around saying that their name is yada 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 without a proper name change. These people don't legally change their names. So as you heard, this sovereign is arguing that he doesn't need to provide the information on the name change, which he is wrong. If you change your name the proper way and these people are asking you to do so, then provide them with the proof. The problem is he didn't change his name legally. He's just running around saying my name is blank Bay. So you already see he's being argumentative with the very people that he is trying to receive assistance from. And I don't understand why he thinks that is going to be fruitful for his situation. He's in a shelter. You're supposed to be as cooperative as possible. You need assistance. So stop arguing with the people. If you don't have the paperwork that say you change your name, then just tell them that. Don't be argumentative. That's the problem with these Moorish sovereigns. They are very argumentative. And this gentleman particularly, he is very argumentative. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you've seen that everybody that he encounters, he is argumentative with. And now he is in a homeless shelter, still being argumentative with the staff that he is seeking to get assistance from, which doesn't make any sense.
There's no law that says I have to provide this man, which I don't want to work with no more, any kind of information that I amended my name. I have a right to do that, whether I'm coming in a shelter or not. I have a right to amend my name. I have a right to not be discriminated against, and I have a right not to be harassed. And that's up to my own interpretation. So I didn't come here to allegedly a Christian organization to be harassed because you don't like me, or my posture, or my character. We've been through extreme situations over the past couple weeks in this county and prior to that. So it's not y'all fault that I'm homeless or I'm going through this with my children, but you're not going to disrespect me because you work here. Now, first of all, I already filed the complaint against the Tampa Housing Authority, and I will file a complaint if I have to. I will file one against here. But I'm not going to work with this dude. I don't care about you being in the military, because I got family that's been in the military. And I know a lot of people here. But you're not going to come at me hostile and then pretend like you did nothing wrong. First of all, I asked for you to file a complaint because ever since I've been dealing with this place, the little receptionist lady, y'all got these people sitting outside watching me. You see what I'm saying? Has been acting hostile. If you don't like people who know who they are, indigenous people, who land was stolen from them, coming to get help, then create an atmosphere for indigenous people.
You see, now this is the problem I have with these Moorish sovereigns. This man is sitting in a homeless shelter trying to get assistance for his family because he has fallen on some hard times. but he is sitting up here being argumentative with these people, trying to act like they're discriminating against him because he quote unquote knows who he is. He's sitting up here telling these people that his people's land has been stolen. First of all, you claim that you're not a citizen of the United States. So honestly, because you believe that, you shouldn't even be in a homeless shelter trying to seek assistance from a government that you don't respect. Like, these people are living contradictions. This is absolutely ridiculous that he's trying to make an argument that the staff in this homeless shelter is discriminating against him because he knows who he is, a quote unquote Moor. Why would anybody discriminate against you because of that? That makes absolutely no sense. This man is his own problem. He is his own problem. It is clear that he is his own problem. And it is a shame because he has his children with him in the shelter. He is so arrogant and argumentative that he can't even see that he is the problem.
If you don't like people who know who they are, indigenous people who land was stolen from them, coming to get help, then create an atmosphere for indigenous people. But as far as I know, this is where everyone sent me to be allocated here so that I get the proper help. That's it. I don't need nobody trying to deal with me frivolously. I don't need nobody trying to deal with me like I have criminal intentions. I'm just coming here to get housing so I can get them in daycare and get on my feet. If I didn't need you, I wouldn't have asked for help. And personally, how I feel now, I feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Well, you'll be dealing with me. And as I mentioned, I'm Zakia. I'm the Associate Director of SOVCIT. So as it relates to our process, we do require certain documentation.
And I wish I provided.
As it relates to making sure anybody that's coming and applying with children that they are the parents. So the discrepancy is that on the birth certificate it shows one name and then your ID shows another. So I requested for Marquise to ask for you to provide documentation of
Which I did.
the name change.
Which I did. I got a state ID in the name that I changed my name
So
to.
what I'm saying is
I don't
that
have to amend my birth certificate.
I didn't ask you.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Okay, so he did legally change his name, I guess, because he wouldn't have been able to have a state ID with his Bay name on it. So the comments I made earlier about him not legally changing his name is null and void. As you can see, I'm watching this video for the first time and I'm just pretty much reacting to it. So, okay, I apologize for saying that he didn't legally change his name. The issue is that the name on his children's birth certificates is his government name before he turned Bay, before he joined this Moorish movement. So that's the name on his birth certificate. So there's a discrepancy there. So they just want to make sure that he is these children's father because he has a totally different name on his state ID than what's on the birth certificate. The names aren't matching. So he could have kidnapped these kids for all they know. So they just want to make sure that he's the actual parent. Nothing wrong there. Nothing nefarious there.
Listen to what I'm asking of you. Just something showing that you were born as...
Yeah, I got an ID in the car. If he would have just asked that, I would have went politely got the ID out of the car.
Okay.
But this dude started getting hostile.
You should have just walked in there with both IDs with you, just to be on the safe side.
And get in a temper, and you working in a Christian organization.
So let's refocus, right? Because we want to get the process moving along so that you and your kids can possibly come in our shelter and you get the help that you need. So again, I just need something, because the birth certificate says one name, your ID says another name. I just need something linking you to your original.
I do got my original ID from New York because I was staying up there for a period of time when I got married. So I haven't been up with my wife. We talk every day. about the children, all that. But I don't have time for nobody.
And I think you were also missing that you gave him 2 of your.
I don't have a Social Security because during the time when this baby was born, it was COVID.
I'm not talking about the social.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you missing one of the birth.
No, I showed him that, and the names went together. They were concurrent. So he saw the old title.
He did, but he took the paperwork back because he didn't want.
No, he shoved it in my face.
All right, so you can give.
Y'all got cameras in here, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You can give it to me, and then get your ID from your old.
Yeah, it's in the car. That's why I was trying to explain to the. If people wouldn't ramble on so much, they will get an understanding. We can get an understanding. But this what's going on in this county is very ridiculous.
And I'll let you know up front too. This is a process, so it's not going to be immediate. We have thousands of people applying. This is like one of the only family shelters in Hillsborough. As far as accepting males with children, so it's not going to be immediate. I will be honest with you.
So what? How long are we looking at?
It depends on you just submitted your application. So once someone reaches out to you to complete the entire process, which can take between 45 minutes to an hour, just depending on what you have going on. You've already provided your basic documents. It depends on whatever you report if additional documents are needed. For example, if you or any of the children are taking medication.
We don't take medicine.
Is there any mental health diagnosis?
No mental health.
Any criminal arrests?
Have I been arrested? Yeah, right here in Hillsborough.
Okay. So
False arrest? Yeah, it's all documented.
When they complete your assessment, they'll get more into that. I want to get into that.
I'm going to say this, regardless of where I stay, I don't share private information. If you want to get it from me, do a FOIA request. And
What is a FOIA request? The Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, is a federal law that gives the public the right to make requests for federal agency records. Agencies may withhold information according to 9 exemptions contained in the statute. The FOIA applies only to federal agencies. Okay, so now that we see what a FOIA request is, you see the ridiculousness of what Mr. Bay just said. He's telling these people that if they want certain information from him, that they're going to have to get a FOIA request. When a FOIA request has nothing to do with an agency requesting information from an individual. It is when individuals are requesting information from agencies. Furthermore, this man has come to the homeless shelter to seek help, but he is being very difficult. Like, why are you there, sir? Why are you being difficult with the very people that you are trying to get help from? That is very counterproductive. It literally makes no sense. For them to help you, they need certain information from you. And because you're the one in the situation, you should have no problem providing whatever it is that they're asking of you. But instead, you want to be this asshole and telling them that they're going to need to get FOIA requests to get certain information from you. How about they just don't service you? How about they just don't help you because you're just being too difficult? I don't understand why you come to them for help, but at the same time you're being difficult with them. If you're being difficult with them, they're not going to be able to get you the help that you're seeking from them, sir. What is wrong with you? What in the doohickey is wrong with you, sir? There is something wrong with you. Mentally, you are not there, buddy. It is clear.
Any criminal arrests?
have I been arrested? Yeah, right here in Hillsborough.
Okay.
False arrest? Yeah, it's all documented.
When they complete your assessment, they'll get more into that. I want to get into that.
I'm going to say this, regardless of where I stay, I don't share private information. If you want to get it from me, do a FOIA request, and I don't mind providing it.
Well, it's your choice. You don't have to provide me with anything, but I'll just let you know we won't be able to move forward.
I don't mind providing it.
Well, it's your choice. You don't have to provide me with anything, but I'll just let you know we won't be able to move forward.
Exactly, Mr. Bay. You don't have to provide anything, but if you don't, they don't have to move forward with assisting you. What part of that don't you understand? Like, You're like a second grader. You just always want things your way. This is absolutely ridiculous that you are coming to these people for help and you are being so difficult. You are way too arrogant and it is ridiculous. You are a person seeking help right now from the shelter and you are being argumentative and difficult. You don't want to provide them with the paperwork they need that's going to help move forward with getting you some housing. So I guess you just want to be homeless. Why did you even come to the shelter? That's the problem with these Moorish sovereigns. They don't like to follow anybody's rules. They just want to do things their way.
I don't mind providing it.
Well, it's your choice. You don't have to provide me with anything, but I'll just let you know we won't be able to move forward.
I don't mind providing it.
Well, it's your choice. You don't have to provide me with anything, but I'll just let you know we won't be able to move forward.
And what's the legal reason why y'all won't be able to give me shelter?
This is our program. We have policies as it relates to
and ours, implying you're the CEO, you own this business?
So on top of this Moorish sovereign being difficult, he's now also being a straight up asshole. What in the doohickey is wrong with you, sir? You come to this place for help and you're being an asshole to the people who are trying to help you. What is wrong with you?
This is our program. We have policies as it relates to
and ours, implying you're the CEO, you own this business?
This is our program. We have policies as it relates to
and ours, implying you're the CEO, you own this business?
Our meaning I work here is medical policy. We have backgrounds. We have children here. We have families here.
I got children too.
I understand you have children here. I'm asking for you to listen.
I'm listening, but I'm responding too.
Yeah, but allow me to explain myself versus the back and forth, because it's not going to get us anywhere. And I'm not trying to go left. I want to stay right on the right path, because
I'm always on the right path, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm always on the right path.
This Moorish sovereign, he is just a knucklehead. This is absolutely ridiculous. The lady just told him to please stop interrupting. Let her finish her statement so that way things don't go left. And he can't even just sit back and listen. Like, this lady deserves an award because she is really trying to help this man, and he is just being so difficult to the very people he is trying to get help from. This is counterproductive at its finest. This literally makes no sense.
I'm asking for you to listen.
I'm listening, but I'm responding too.
Yeah, but allow me to explain myself versus the back and forth, because it's not going to get us anywhere. And I'm not trying to go left. I want to stay right on the right path, because
I'm always on the right path, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm always on the right path.
As it relates to our program, we do have policies. We do request information. It's absolutely your choice to deny that information. But I'll let you know that doesn't mean we can move forward if you're denying us information we need.
Yeah, what would be the purpose of the information?
We do background checks on everyone.
Okay.
And we request documentation as it relates to your background.
And the purpose? That's what I'm asking.
Because we have families here.
Okay. I'm not a sex offender. I'm not a felon or none of that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like.
So, sir, are you wanting to move forward or not?
Can you give me your business card?
Sure.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay.
Now, this video is this is heartbreaking to me. Because this Moorish sovereign, he's so arrogant and so difficult that he is now pretty much refusing to get the help that he needs because he doesn't want to provide the information required to get said help. This video is sad. This man, I feel sorry for this man's children, that they have to endure and live through this stuff, that their father is so arrogant that he can't even put his pride to the side and simply give them the information that they need to move forward with getting him the assistance that he is there to receive. This is very, very, very sad. Those poor children need to be taken from this man and put in into the custody of somebody that is responsible. This man isn't even responsible enough to provide the shelter that he's in, the proper paperwork that's going to help move forward his case to house his children. This is so heartbreaking. I can't believe this. This is the very reason I do these videos, to show people that this Moorish movement is not the movement. I can't help but think that this man's Moorish beliefs and all of the Moorish nonsense that these people like to spit is the reason he is in this particular situation. This Moorish science has got this brother's brains so clouded that he doesn't even want to give the shelter that he went to, the paperwork that they need to help process him through the system so that way he can get the shelter that he is seeking for his children. This is what Moorish science is doing. This is blocking people's ability to think rationally. This is absolutely ridiculous, sir. Think about your children. Put your pride to the side. Put your nonsense to the side. You are there to get help for your children. Give them the paperwork that they need. Your children need this help. I feel so heartbroken for this man's children. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Now, as I was saying, the reason I made this channel is to show people the ridiculousness of this Moorish movement. The beliefs of these people really cloud their brains. They don't want to get along with regular society. Everything is theirs. They just want things their way. So my intent with this channel was to show people to not fall into this nonsense. Like I said, I can't help but think that Moorish science is what got this brother in this predicament that he's in, and is actually keeping him in the predicament that he's in because he's too arrogant to seek the help that he needs. He's just too argumentative. So anybody watching this video or just watching my channel, my other videos in general, my intent with these videos is to show people to not go down the rabbit hole. I'm showing you proof that the Moorish rabbit hole leads you absolutely nowhere. People are getting their windows smashed in. People are losing their children. People are losing their homes. This man right here is homeless and now seeking help from a shelter, and he's too arrogant to actually even provide them with the proper paperwork that they need to help them. People, future Moorish people who are looking to join this movement, do not do it. It is not beneficial to your life.
It's our program. We do have policies. We do request information. It's absolutely your choice to deny that information. But I'll let you know that doesn't mean we can move forward if you're denying us information we need.
Yeah, what would be the purpose of the information?
We do background checks on everyone.
Okay.
And we request documentation as relates to your background.
And the purpose? That's what I'm asking.
Because we have families here.
Okay. I'm not a sex offender. I'm not a felon or none of that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like.
So, sir, are you wanting to move forward or not?
Can you give me your business card?
Sure.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay.
Well, can I get your business card though?
If you want to move forward, you can come back. Yeah, it should be in my office in the drawer or on a little stand where there's like a little candle holder. You'll find it. It'll say. All right. I know there's a lot.
Do y'all got a complaint form?
Do we have a complaint form? You should be able to submit a complaint online.
Okay, I would rather have one written. And can I get a copy of y'all policy?
So I'll give you a copy of our background policy, and I'll also.
Okay. Yeah, because I need this stuff for my purposes. You know,
Is there any reason why you're recording?
Yes, because I want to make sure everything you're doing, contact I make with people that work in the public and is a public servant, I want to make sure I document it to the fullest extent. Because a lot of times people deal with you fraudulently and they're never held accountable. So me, being a UN whistleblower, I try to deal with people the same way on an equal playing field. Because if you were homeless and your children had to go through the things my children had to go through, then I would want them to know what's going on too.
Excuse me, sir. You are obviously the reason that your children are homeless. Furthermore, you are obviously the reason that your children are about to remain homeless. This is very, very sad. I can't believe that Moorish science got these people's brains on drugs like this. This is ridiculous.
Because if you were homeless and your children had to go through the things my children had to go through, then I would want them to know what's going on too. And I got a question. Did y'all take copies? Yeah. I don't have to acknowledge you're a public servant, are you not? Do you not serve the public?
What's your question?
No, I'm just saying, do y'all not serve the public?
What's your question, sir? We're not getting anywhere. And
I want to see a copy of the policy.
Can you wait in the front?
Yeah, I will. And did you direct those officers to wait right there?
I sure did.
Can I get their names too?
No, you can ask.
Yeah, I will. Go out. Go with your brother. Can I get your name? And your name? What company you work with? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there. So we're doing some hours.
Come here, Ian. Come here. Can I get your name?
Bravo 234.
Okay. And what company you work with?
Carnival Security Services.
Okay. Come here.
Okay, so this Moorish sovereign is now refusing to get help from the homeless shelter because he refuses to give them the paperwork required to process him into the system. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is just a case of him not wanting to follow the rules. The rules are they need certain documentation from you to process you into the system, and he doesn't want to provide that. My thing is, why did you even go to this place to seek help if you knew that you weren't going to provide them any paperwork? This is just sad. I truly feel sorry for his children.
Stop running. This way. Go this way. So, people, if you're wondering what's happening, stop. Okay? If you're wondering what's happening, so basically, I came to get some assistance down here in Hillsborough, messed up county, right? So the gentleman, the alleged gentleman that was servicing me and my children was acting very hostile. So I asked for the director. And the purpose of me filming is to document any encounter. Sit down. It's to document any encounter I deal with these people. No. I need the policy that she's supposed to provide. Now, if you're telling me, yeah, she said, wait a minute. That's why I'm here. So if you want to trespass me, do your thing. But I'm going to hook her up. If you want to act like that. This ain't the only place to get help. But I'm gonna put a situation on them. Because what they're doing in this city is ridiculous. And they're using public funds to do it too. And it's ridiculous. So if you're wondering what's happening to me, that's what's happening with me. when people don't care, you go through situations. So I'm going through a situation, and my children are too, and it's ridiculous. You know, we have to document everything, people, because these people will lie. They will say you threaten them. They will say this. They will say that. And they're public servants. Anytime you take funds from the government, you are a public servant. So you're here to serve the public. And if you're not doing that to the fullest of your capacity, then you're in breach of the public charter for the city of Hillsborough, as well as you're in breach of every other federal law that protects and prohibits them from discriminating against the public. They cannot treat you hostile because you voice your opinion, because you have a First Amendment right, freedom of speech. And they cannot deny you services based on their own personal biases, which they're trying to do. And I'm going to show them why you can't do that. It's sad, man. You're living on our land, stealing all our resources, but you're treating us like criminals. That's the sad part. We don't come from nowhere else. We come from right here. Our ancestors come from Africa, the tip of Africa, and Spain and Europe. Our ancestors. So everyone that's here is getting free benefits and free lunch on our they're creating these nefarious situations, stealing our identity. You see? So I'm gonna make a controversy out of it because what they're doing is illegal. Hey man, sit down. What they're doing is illegal. You got to stop jumping around, man. Straight up illegal. So it's not a problem. It's more than one way to skin a cat. I promise you.
This man clearly doesn't understand accountability. First of all, what he's doing right now, he's clearly threatening to try and do something to this homeless shelter. And what he's threatening to do without saying it, he said, I'm going to put a situation on him. He's threatening to put a lien on these people. It's like this dude doesn't want to be accountable for his own actions. Sir, all they're asking you for is certain documents so that way they can process you through the system. And you're too arrogant to even do that. You're the reason your kids are about to remain homeless. This is truly, truly sad. I cannot believe what I'm watching.
Stop. Because you're doing too much. So how can you be a Christian organization and you got people walking around with guns? Ask yourself that. There's nothing Christian about that. Peace to you, love. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. They expect people to be incompetent.
I'm going to continue visually putting it in the box for you. Yeah, they will come.
So this is when you stop, man. Stop. This is when you figure out what do you want to do. You know what I mean? You create new situations for our people to thrive on, because the current situations is just not it. It's just not it. Ethan, put your shirt down, man. These current situations is just not it. I'll document everything because I don't trust nobody. And I don't want to live here. So now they about to buy me a house. I'm tired of these people. It's just pitiful, and it's ridiculous, and it's sad. The depravities that us Afro-Latino, Indigenous Americans, African, Afro-European people have to experience in our land. And I'm always going to talk like that because I know what the treaties say. There's over 400 of them. Everybody living free off of us, getting free lunch. Don't try to spin me. They're always trying to spin someone. All of a sudden, because I expressed my opinion, I didn't threaten no one, I didn't curse no one out. I just voiced my opinion and asked questions. Now you want to trespass me from your property? Come on, man. That's discrimination. If you don't understand what discrimination is, you're going to get your dose of 42 USC 1983. Sit up. Sit down. Sit down. Stop jumping around. Sit down. Don't do that. Ethan, stop. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. So you have to document everything. So people, I'll be all right. I'm just tired of these folks. And they have to do better. Because if if we're gonna bow to you because we need help, then you out of your mind. That's not how this works. It's our tax dollars you spending. And it all started over them trying to mislead me into amending my birth certificate because they don't have any collaborating documents that I got a lawful name change, but the courts do. And it's about what I have to provide. That's not how this works. When you need help, you need help. You can't compel me into a difficult situation because what if I cannot access the courthouse because of COVID? Then what is your excuse then? You don't have one. So you have to proceed however you can proceed. Asking me questions about whether I was arrested. Yes, a lot of copper colored men have.
Security guys called here and said that they'd like you trespass from the property. And that you
I don't answer any questions.
Well,
I don't.
346 minutes later.
Okay, so this is a transitional part of the video. This part is now after this Moorish sovereign was trespassed from the homeless shelter. They had to tell him he had to go because he was just being too difficult. He didn't want to move forward with the process, so he had to go. He couldn't just sit around in the shelter. So here we are.
Hello. Name and badge number. Okay. How you doing? Good. Okay, so I was going there to get service. Those are my children. They fine. I was going there to get services today for me and my children. Okay. So pre their made up policy, I was supposed to provide birth certificate and social. Okay. Because we're currently homeless. So we're dealing with that situation. The man asked for my documents. Now I did a name change several years ago. So I explained that to him a couple days ago. Okay. So today, fast forward, I was supposed to come for help. So when I came for help today, basically the guy come, he get my documents, he went to the back, talked to the director lady. After he spoke with her, said his piece, he come back hostile towards me. So I ain't understand his intentions. So I'm like, hey, look, just give me the director. So as I'm speaking to the director, she comes, she escorts us to a room. We go speak in the room, everything cordial. I recorded that too, because I don't believe people tell the truth and most people lie. Okay. So when that incident occurred, I asked her, can I see your policy that requires me to amend any documents just to be here or get any services? Okay. So she said, well, I'll get it for you. Several times security walked back and forth. Y'all were contacted. They filed a false report of me trespassing. When I explained to them I wanted the policy, she said, fine, just sit there. So every time I asked the receptionist, where are these people at when they're coming? We sat there at least 30 minutes. They got cameras in there. So you can see when we didn't bother nobody. I didn't threaten nobody. I just came there for services. So your officer that works under you, I don't know if you work at the 411 building too, got very irate with me, acted very unprofessional with me, and denied me the right to know his name and his badge number to file a complaint. His energy was very dark and nefarious, and he kept speaking to my child without my consent. Because I don't like, if you're going to come at me negatively, then you have no love for my children. So, or my prodigy. So I want an incident because this was clearly discrimination. You had no purpose to call the police when you got security. If they had a reason for me to leave, they would have asked me to leave. And the security knew what that lady said. So to collaborate my story, I want his name, the guy who assisted him name, and I just need your name and some type of cards that go back to y'all company, because he did not provide a card. When I asked him, he kept threatening. He kept coming at me like his intentions was to arrest me, not to assist me. And their job is to de-escalate, not escalate. So when you're trying to get confrontational with me to cause me to breach some type of duty or obligation as a civilian that I have to no one, when this is our land, you know, we got all the treaties to prove it.
Excuse me, sir. What in the doohickey are you talking about? Why are you bringing up treaties that don't even apply to you in this particular situation? How is that going to help the situation? What are you talking about? You see, everything always reverts back to these Moorish sovereigns' silly beliefs. And no matter what situation, this guy could have called the fire department to help get his cat out of a tree, and he would bring up the treaty of peace and friendship. Like, what is wrong with these people?
When this is our land, you know, we got all the treaties to prove it. When this is our land, you know, we got all the treaties to prove it. Then what are you saying for your company? You're gonna cause them a loss too? So I just need to document it, because he didn't give me his name and his badge number, but you made contact with me.
All right. We'll check his body-worn camera.
Mm-hmm.
See how.
And if I have to do it for you, I will.
See how the interaction is with you, between you and him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as Metropolitan Ministries,
that's fine. I'm gonna deal with that.
I guess they asked for you to be trespassed from the property.
I'm gonna deal with that, but they shared my information illegally. Okay. See, I never gave them consent to share my information either. But I do.
Okay. All right. So let me give you our card and event number.
Yeah. This one and that one over there. So if y'all wondering what took place, basically had a situation, needed help, tried to get help. People I was trying to get help from acted very discriminative, racial, all of the above, like they normally ask with us. I didn't even have my turbush on. Maybe that would have changed the scenario, maybe not.
Your Fed's hat would not have changed the situation. You are in this situation because you didn't want to give them the proper paperwork so you can get processed and actually have these people help you. What is wrong with you? Why would you think because you didn't have your Fez hat on, that's possibly why they discriminated against you? By the way, they didn't discriminate against you. You just refused to give them the paperwork that they needed to process you.
I didn't even have my turbush on. Maybe that would have changed the scenario, maybe not. I didn't even have my turbush on. Maybe that would have changed the scenario, maybe not. I didn't even have my turbush on. Maybe that would have changed the scenario, maybe not. The officer that was there was not complicit with the law. You know, I did nothing wrong. I didn't threaten nobody. I was just there for services. They acted very unbecoming, very unkind. If anybody know about or donate to Metropolitan Ministry, stop donating to these people. They do not serve the general public. They do not serve a purpose for our community, only to discriminate against our community, because they had no right to call the police. They got cameras all through their facilities. If I was such a threat, then why is it that I remained there for at least 40 minutes waiting for this policy that they made up in their mind? So this is where, you know, you have to deal with these people. Sometimes I'm not a snitch, so don't look at me like that. If somebody broke in your business, if somebody did something to your mother, most likely your sister, your cousin, someone, your employee would be making contact with these people. I'm a diplomat.
Wrong.
I know how that works. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Excuse me, sir. You are most definitely a sovereign citizen, and you are not a diplomat. You see how these people just love to make things up and give themselves these self-appointed titles? This is ridiculous.
I know how that works. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I know how that works. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I know how that works. I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm a diplomat. I know how that works. I'm not a sovereign citizen. So I'm just following my channel so that when I file my lawsuit, it won't be a frivolous one, because they have no right, when they're receiving public funds, to discriminate against any indigenous person. I do not classify myself as black, Negro, or colored, or African American, or any of the other scenarios that they tend to call us. I am a Moorish American, or Moor American, Aboriginal, copper colored person. I am a Moorish American, or Moor American, Aboriginal, copper colored person. I am a Moorish American, or Moor American, Aboriginal, copper colored person. So a person not meaning corporation, but person meaning a flesh and living being. So, you know, this is how you make your documents, and you let the public see. So this is ridiculous. They didn't have to do that. I didn't do anything to these people. All I wanted was service for my children. So obviously I had to work out a cohabitative relationship with my wife so I could deal with this.
All right, here's the event number. This is my information, and the other officer's information on the backside.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So this is for this event.
Yeah.
Do you have the one for the other event?
What other event? There's only one event.
Okay. So all this is linked together. Okay, then say less.
Yep.
All right, we're good.
All right, man.
All right, man. You have a good day, man. So, as you can see, my people, when you do people wrong, it's gonna come back. And this time, like I'm gonna be honest with you. I have forgiven all kind of corporations who have spit in my face, spit on my name, disrespected me, disrespected my children, disrespected my wife, and I let things go. 2022, I'm under no obligation to let anything go. They will be expecting some form of justice rendered on them for the injustice they rendered on me. And that's just what it is, because it has to stop. And I'm about to start a situation. Indigenous people stand up, rise up. I don't make this stuff up, man. If I didn't document it, people wouldn't believe me. You know what I mean? When I ask for help from people, they look at me like I'm a bum. So when I do rise through these situations and I'm able to claim our nation, a people, as a jurisdictional nation that they have no kind of authority in, then you'll understand why I did what I did and I sacrificed so much. I'm tired of listening to y'all people make up all these excuses as to why our situation is the way it is. If we don't document it and we don't start pressing on these people, they're going to continue to do this stuff. So I'm glad it's a alleged Christian organization that did this. So now it's time to get to work, look up their LLC, and do what I need to do to protect the integrity of our nation and the integrity of our little ones in this nation, because this is unacceptable. You know, they made it a discriminative thing. Why you call the police on me? That's a form of terrorism. You know, that's a form of terrorism. You know, how is it not terrorism when these people have guns? This dude, this so-called officer roll up on me in an unbecoming manner. You're acting very unprofessional. It's very dangerous, man. You know, we have to be dealing with these people out here that have no kind of empathy for our culture. You know, always, brother. You know, they have no empathy for our culture. They masquerade as if we're the ones that's operating like sovereign citizens when it's really them. You know what I mean? We're operating the way our ancestors left us on this earth. And it's just sad that we keep going through these situations just till we could be able to take care of our family. You know what I mean? Like, some people fall in life, you know, some people fall in life. Like, that's all this is. You know what I mean? You fall and you get back up. You know what I mean? And what makes no sense is, like, we have to take away these people immunity to demand our credentials. You know, I know a lot of people use the term, this ain't Nazi Germany. To hell it is. You know what I mean? we have to create some type of obligation that these people have to be held accountable for the wrong that they have done to our people. You know, people are interfering and messing with people's lives. And this damage that they have done to us is irreparable, meaning you cannot undo it in some cases. You know what I mean? You can't bring that. Yeah, something has to happen that's going to get them to take another look at themselves and reevaluate these situations they keep placing our people in.
This dude is just rambling. He's not even saying anything right now.
So brothers and sisters, you know, if your prayers are sincere and real, just keep my family covered, you know, in a blanket of prayer. You know, we don't pray to no fake fictitious creators or gods. We pray to the real deal because we are the ancient ones. You know, we have to hold it's some kind of accountability has to happen, because if these people can just press a button and trespass you and discriminate against you, and it's totally lawful only because they classify their property as private, then some accountability has to be held accountable. Someone has to be held accountable when you're taking public funds. You know, and I tell people all the time, and I mean no disrespect, if you're not willing to help me, don't expect me to give you something when we come up. All the people who have been consistent, and I followed you and you followed me, and we shared information and we built and we went through our rough times together, all I can tell you is be expecting something from me when I open my situation up further, because this right here is sad. It's unbelievable. It's not something we need to get used to. This is it. This is where the buck stops. It's almost like he was implying that I had kidnapped my children. No, I just left with my children like any man should. You know what I mean? I don't, like, me and my wife have an understanding. You know, we argue, we fuss, we fight. But when it comes to our babies, our little ones, we're going to protect them with our life. So, you know, that's just what it is. You know, I'm being honest with you. Like, none of these people should have more than us. You know, I don't expect anyone to not have anything. But none of these people, these foreigners, should have more than us. And it's not a selfish thing. When you don't have clean running water, your water is poison, your food is poison. When you don't have earth to grow our food, when you don't have, I'm trying to think, the resources that are expected to take care of your family, a house, a home, a boat, a car, these things needed. Because some of us eat fish. Some of us like to be in the nature, in the ocean. So these things are expected. You see what I'm saying? When you don't have this, then someone has to be held accountable, because these people owe us a duty. And all these coons, if you want to call them that, all these sellouts of our nation, they need to be held accountable. Because you can't just sell our people out, and you have the secrets of this country, not the earth. I'm just talking about America. When I conquer America, then I worry about all the places they stole around the world from us. When you are on your way up, elevating out of all this bad wisdom, this bad power, this negative energy, these things that are not manifested in a good way, all I'm gonna say is, it's not pleasing to my soul when I see our people having to struggle and strife and do adverse possessions for homes when this stuff is demanded from them. It ain't no excuse they can make right now. You got our brothers in Massachusetts dealing with their situation. I stand with them. You know, me and Jamal had our words, but that doesn't mean I want to harm the brother. That doesn't mean I want to stop having love for him and his family. But what we got to understand more is when you see a dirty Moor, put hands on them and get them away from you. What's up, Elder Islam? You know, get them away from you. Because we, as a community of people, we first have to start to take our people out of poverty. The ones that are the underclass. And the purpose of that is, when you're disciplining your people, you first want to start with the worst parts of your culture. And then the people you got to leave to God, you leave them to God and let them perish.
What in the doohickey is this man talking about? Once again, he is just running his mouth. Instead of driving to another shelter to see if he can get some assistance, he stops and does a 30-minute video about a bunch of nothing. This man is irresponsible. Somebody needs to call ACS or CFS on him and have his children removed from his custody because he is irresponsible.
Because they know the wages of sin. They know the wages of sin. And as much as people glorify the hood and they glorify selling this much to their people and all that, this sorcery, they know the wages of sin. They know the scripture because grandmama taught it to them. Their uncle taught it to them. All the people that you see in church, they taught it. So it's watchers and it's seers and it's doers among us that see and watch and do, and they know what's going on with us. You know, the man was humble. He didn't even want to stop because he knew the reason why he was stopping was already bogus. He passed me 3 times before he came and stopped and took my report to be holding these people accountable because they're public servants. You don't get the earth riches that you took from our people, and then you turn around and then you act like we got to beg you for this stuff back. When you stole it from us, the whole city of Tampa is indigenous land. The whole city of Tampa. The first man that stood foot, and I'm not going to tell you his name. See, these people, y'all don't know what to research because you don't have a skilled mind like people who work this system. I have a dangerous mind in their eyes. It's not my mouth and my words. It's my deeds and my actions and what I know that is more dangerous. Because they have an agenda. We have an agenda. See what I'm saying? Which one is more important to you? That's what you got to ask yourself. I'm gonna say it one more time. You gonna choose a side, or you gonna go through it. They have an agenda. We have an agenda. Which one is more important? Then you're gonna choose a side. And my brother, I didn't mean to block you, Frank. I just needed to get this message out of here because it's like, how much can we tolerate until they fix this crap? This ain't their land. They can make every policy from the globe to the sky. This is not their land. So, all I'm going to say is I'm going to file my internal complaint because that's what he deserves. He's worthy of being fired. And that's what I'm going to say, man, because it's not about retaliation. I don't have to retaliate on these people. What this is about is accountability. People need to be helped from the highest to the lowest. They need to be held accountable because what they have done to our people, you have jeopardized the integrity of our people. You know what I mean? And you have lived off of it. See, they know their college degrees are toilet paper. So what they do is they make these corporations and they hope and pray that 20 years from the time they graduate, people don't figure out what they're doing. And that's basically keeping certain groups of people homeless and poor. And it includes the Afro-Latino community, Afro-Americano, and Afro-Indigenous American, so-called African-American people. They are purposely keeping us in a state of mind where we have to be dependent upon them. And this is why I cannot trust these people. I cannot trust them. I cannot trust them having access to an information bank that allows them to rain injustices on our people at their own will. So that's what I'm gonna put in the universe. I'm gonna put in the universe to expeditiously change me and my children's situation. All of my children. I got 7 of them. And
Whoa. This Moorish sovereign has got to be one of the most irresponsible people on planet Earth. He just said he has 7 children. Wow. I feel sorry for this man's children because he is not fit to be a father after what he just did to those children that he has with him right now.
Changed me and my children's situation, all of my children. I got 7 of them. And I expeditiously changed our situation. And as well as my relationship with my wife, you know, because it's like we on shaky ground in our own country. And we're dealing with straight terrorists, you know, because they have been charged with 6 counts of genocide. If you don't know what genocide is, then you need to go read a book, or you need to go resound out the words that are coming out my mouth into Google and learn that way if you can't read. Because I understand people dilemmas and their shortcomings, and that's cool. And it is what it is. But we have a dilemma on our hand, and it must be fixed. And the only people who can fix it is us. So, Moors, you have a large, huge, monstrous, complex situation we're in, and we have to fix it. A lot of us among us have the tools to fix it. I'm done with trying to get paid the most money for my expertise. If you have situations and you don't mind donating whatever you can afford, I'll help you with your situation, court, whatever. I don't mind typing if you don't mind typing. So that's just what it is. But we have so much going on, bro. We need to pull together. We need to stop dissing each other. You know, that's why women and men should stay in their different genres of lanes, because we have different lanes. It's a reason why the Creator made us a man, and there's a reason why the Creator made them a woman. Fulfill your duty. It's not to be biased against anyone. Listen to the words that come out of my mouth fully before you form an opinion, because too many times we let the energy that is dark within inside of us, you see what I'm saying, get the best of us. See, really think about what you're thinking about before you think it and say it. Until we meet again, I'm going to say Islam, because, you know, you can see him way back there. He way across the street. You see him back there? That's what they do. They monitor our people because that's all they know how to do. They move like a black op. They move like someone who is at war. You see what I'm saying? They move like someone who is trying to prey on someone, a predator. You see what I'm saying? That's how they move. So you got to understand the dynamics of the people you're dealing with, because these people are straight up criminals. They've been charged. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the words that are coming out of my lips. They have been charged with 6 counts of genocide.
Excuse me, sir. Who has charged them with 6 counts of genocide? And what court did you file it in? Is it in the American court, or is it in Moorish court? Is it in the consular court? What court? Because I need to see the paperwork on these filings that you're claiming.
Now, what kind of genocide? It's not just people violence against police and police violence against community. You got medical genocide. You got agricultural genocide, poisoning people through food. You have crimes against humanity genocide. See what I'm saying? You gotta really define the 6 counts. You got economic genocide, killing people financial success so that they won't be successful. These people are predatorial in their dealings. See, I'm not just anybody, man. You keep trying to figure me out and you're going to keep running into a dilemma. I don't have to show my whole hand just to be your brother or your brother, whether you're a woman or a man. I don't have to do that. That's what y'all used to. You see, I got cryptic codes in my mind. So I know when to hold and I know when to fold. And this must be said. I really held back my tongue all summer to not say anything to offend anyone, because that's not my projective. But all I'm gonna say is more stay up, one up, and we rise together.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. And I must say, this is the saddest video that I've done, because the only one being harmed here are the children. It's sad because children can't choose their parents, and unfortunately this man's children is stuck with a parent that is simply, quite put, an arrogant asshole. He's too arrogant and difficult to give these people the proper paperwork to get them processed, so that way he can get help. So that way he can get the help that he needs to house his children. This is sad. And like I said, I can't but help to think that more science is what got this brother in this situation. Because video after video after video, we see these Moorish sovereigns losing cars, getting their windows smashed in, going to jail, losing their apartments, and things of that nature, all because of Moorish science. Moorish science got them so twisted in the head that they think everything is theirs. The land is theirs. They don't have to follow any rules. Like, this is a simple case of this man not wanting to follow the rules of the people that he went to seek help from. Like, how counterproductive is that? All they're asking you for is certain paperwork. They ask everybody that. And that is the process. So it's sad that you were too arrogant to simply put your pride to the side and give them the paperwork that they needed, so that way you can help your children. It is sad. Like, sir, why did you even bother going there to seek help? Everywhere you go is going to have some type of rules. You're coming to them. They have their rules. You have to follow their rules. And if you don't, they're not going to help you. And that's pretty much what happened here. This man didn't want to follow their rules, so they couldn't help him. And it is all his fault. He is the one that is stopping his children from being able to be helped. They can't help themselves. You're their protector, and you're such a fool that you can't even help them. That's all I got to say on this one. I'll check you guys on the next video.